Have you ever wondered what's going through a woman's head when you are approaching her to dance? She sees you in the distance, you're coming towards her. What is she thinking? Well, I'm about to share some of those things right now. Hello, my beautiful subscribers. Rasa the dancer is here, and today's topic is super fun for me. We actually had one of our subscribers asking for this topic, and I can't believe I never thought about making it. Now, before we start talking about what we're about to start talking about, let me just put a disclaimer out there, okay? First, I'm not speaking for all of the womankind, okay? It's a lot of us, but everybody's different. So don't just, in the comments be like, oh, it is not like this for me. Be in the comments, it's not like this for me. This is how it is. Yes, be productive, but don't be judgmental, because this is going to be brushing, with one brush, everybody. Okay. It's going to be very generic. The other disclaimer I'm going to make is also try to think about this conversation as very straight. I'm not going to be politically correct. I'm going to say exactly the type of things that I'm thinking and a lot of women are thinking. And yes, not all, but majority. If you break down all of the political correctness, this is what it is. This is human nature. And I'll be as honest as possible. So if you think that something sounds a little bit harsh or it triggers you, please remember that I promised you to be honest, and that's all I'm doing. I'm being honest and not making it like, oh, but it's like this, but it's like, no, it is what it is. Human nature at its best, okay? So without further ado, let me describe you a couple of things of what happens in our head when we see you approach and ask us to dance. First of all, looks are important, but in the dancing scene, not that much as somewhere else. And let me elaborate as well on the fact that women are different than men. The way we look at people and what is important to us is different, even from the first glance, than it is for men. Let's take into consideration if you are in the top 1% of good-looking men. Yes, of course, it's you can't do anything wrong. You know what I mean? If you're that good looking, there's nothing wrong you can do. But we're not talking about the 1%. We're talking generic about the majority of just people in the dancing scene. Not that one person that you see and it's like, oh my God, it's the most beautiful person ever, right? So taking that in consideration, looks are important, but not that much. There's a lot of people who dance really well and they're really bad looking. But as soon as you dance well, we find you attractive. It is what it is. And if that person would go to the streets and would try to pick up a really beautiful girl, he probably wouldn't be able to. But if it's in a dancing scene and the guy dances well and he doesn't look that good, it suddenly doesn't matter. So looks are important, but not that much. Now, what other things are important in terms of the looks? So if you're not somebody's cup of tea in general, we're not discussing the style or whatever, because, it's the same as in life. You would be attracted to one person, but not another. And it just is what is. But certain things that definitely is off-putting, okay? So if you like to wear in the dancing scene these t-shirts that show all of your arms, like the arms are all naked, and maybe even a little bit of your nipple coming through, that's extremely off-putting. Only few people can get away with it, and just because they can doesn't mean that we like it. It's just few people can get away with it. But majority of the time, if you're approaching me and you're wearing one of those t-shirts, that's already for me like a little bit, because I know we'll be dancing. We will be sweating. And I don't want to be touching your arms, potentially everywhere, your hair, whatever the situation is. And then the nipples peeking out, and it's a whole thing. So that's off-putting. However, I would still dance with you, and majority of people would. And that's why I say in the dancing scene, even if the looks like when you approach and we don't even like it, we still would dance with you, because we're trying to create a community where it doesn't matter how old you are, what race you are, how much money you have, what you're wearing. We try to include as many people as possible to dance. Now, I'm just telling you the impact that it has when you come towards us. If you're wearing one of those t-shirts, it's probably not a good, not a good first impression. Yes. And then if we dance and you are sweaty and there is a lot of hair and we feel the sweat, the hair all over your arms, then if you will be approaching us next time, there is a possibility we might try and avoid dancing with you. Unless you're the best dancer ever or you're like 1% of good looking guys. Then maybe not. But in general, the second time to dance, we might avoid a little bit if it's all sweaty and you're still wearing those t-shirts. So that's one example. Another example where the looks might be kind of a little bit important. If I am an extremely tall girl and you are very short, nothing wrong with it. But it might cause women who are a little bit taller and they're already wearing flats because they know that they are much taller than most women. So they're already wearing flats. And if the shortest guy is approaching them to dance, again, it's a little bit, they still will dance with you. That's what I'm saying. This is not a problem. But that first instinct will be like, okay, this probably is going to be a little bit difficult because of all the turns, and he's going to have to reach, and maybe he's going to knock my head, and maybe I'm going to have to slunch and bend over and this and that. But it doesn't matter. They will still dance. But those are the kind of things that might be a little bit off-putting, like something like really dramatic in what you're wearing, or something like a height, difference might be a little bit like, what is it going to be like? But we're still going to dance with you. So the looks, overall, if you look after yourself and you present yourself well, it's super nice, and that's really good. And that's what we should all do to other people. We present ourselves the best we can because we dance with other people close. But if you're not somebody's cup of tea, it doesn't matter what you're going to do when you're approaching them. They might like you, they may not like you. But the important bit is that we will still dance with you, because we're not there to mate. Sometimes we like somebody, sometimes we don't, but we're there to dance and have a good time. Doesn't matter what you look like. So that's my personal opinion about this first point. Okay, the second point is this. There is bad dancers, and then there is bad dancers. Okay? So if I don't know how you dance and you're approaching me, I'm basing it on the looks, right? And then I'm dancing with you anyway. But if I know how you dance, now this is a biggie. If you are a bad dancer, it doesn't matter to me. It's a process. We all been bad at some point. You're in a learning process. It makes no difference. I will still dance with you and there's no problem. Now, if you are a bad dancer, and that means you don't join in classes, I only see you in parties for social dancing. I don't see you in any of the workshops. You are rough. Your technique is bad, where your hands tend to drop lower than they should. You come closer than you should. You are a little bit, I don't know, there's something about you there. And on top of it, the technique is really, really bad. And you just make me feel uncomfortable when I dance with you. And I know you're not coming to the classes. You're there just to the party, have a good time. And then you're just making excuses to come as close as possible, or you're super rough and you're just throwing me around and just using me. And I know this. Then I try to avoid that person to save my life. And this is the truth. As I say, I'm not going to be politically correct. You will see me looking to the other direction. You will see me turning around before you can reach me and pretend I didn't see you coming. You will see me saying, oh, I'm so sorry, I promised the dance to the other person. You will see me, oh, I'm so thirsty, I need to go have a drink. You will see me come to my friend and say, please ask me to dance now, now. Is it fair? I don't know. I think it is. I think if the person is not willing to do any effort to be a better dancer and he's the bad dancer, then why should I go through this just for that person to have fun? I invest a lot of time to make sure that people enjoy dancing with me. And I expect the person not to be a good dancer in terms of, as I say, it's a process. But when you are rough, inconsiderate, sleazy, and inappropriate, I feel all bets are off. And I can try and avoid you as much as I can, as much as I want. And I know for a fact, and ladies, leave a comment if you agree. There's a lot of women who have that person that they know they experience what it is dancing with that person, and we try to avoid them. There's a reason why. We whether just really, really, really cannot handle that dance, so we try to avoid them, or they are one of those sleazy people who don't know the right technique and just being all over the place. So then we see you and we do one of those. and a lot of the times we see it when it's too late. Oh, the terror. Then it's it's in front of you and you're like, no. Oh, okay. And one more point. If you see the woman trying to avoid you and you don't really get it, that that's what she's trying to do, there's nothing you can do. But if you do see that it's a little bit weird, don't confront her. Just stop asking her to dance. Because, there's a lot of, for example, leaders who would ask a woman to dance, one after another. They ask her to dance. 2 dances later, they ask her to dance again. 2 dances later, ask her to dance again. And if I like dancing with you, that's kind of cool. But I'm there to dance with a lot of people. And at some point, you just don't want to say, I already danced with you. Enough is enough. And you try to kind of avoid and ask other people to dance. And that person just keeps on coming. Get a hint. Get a hint. If you ask the person to dance and they absolutely loved it, ask them again, but don't ask them nonstop. And you see that person trying to turn around and be like, oh, I don't know, maybe not now, blah, blah, blah. They're trying to avoid you. Enough is enough. So that's another point. When we see you coming, if you already asked us a million times, we're like, oh, not again. The final point I'm going to make, there are a lot of people who are like me, and I'm generally in life take dancing away. In terms of the guys, I like them all kinds. I have dated guys that are short. I have dated guys who are tall. I have dated guys from different countries. For me, it's I feel attracted to you or I don't, and that's it. So in dancing, for me, it's very similar. If somebody's approaching me, I literally think nothing. So me personally, I think absolutely nothing. Unless I already danced with you and I know some things. And if you're wearing one of those t-shirts with your whole body out. But a lot of people are like that. So don't watch this video and be really, really put off. But just keep a couple of things in mind, the things that I mentioned in some of the points. And also, if you have any kind of experience or you have any questions more about this topic, or if you're a woman and you have more criteria or you experience more things, it would be so interesting to hear from you, because my experience is completely different. But a lot of the women have different experiences. So if you share them, that would be amazing. I'm always here to tell the truth. Thank you so much for watching this video. And if you'd like to hear also what guys thinking when the girl is approaching and asking them to dance, I could gather some of my friends that are guys and we could actually have that conversation together. So leave a comment as well if you like that kind of video too. And of course, subscribe to this channel, show me some love, like the video, and I'm gonna leave you with these other videos about what to do when you wanna say no to a dance. Make sure you have a look, and I will see you very soon. Mwah!